to TJD Movie Reviews, episode 31. We watched Stay Alive.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Yes, Stay Alive,
What a piece of shit.
the 2006 film from Touchstone Pictures.
Bit of a misstep.
Yeah, a bit. I just read this, and I don't know what you're going to think of this. John Foster, the lead in this, Hutch, his brother is Ben Foster.
That's horrible.
I wondered
Ben
if they
is
were
a
brothers.
better actor. A way better actor.
And you know what? Ben was slated to do this film.
Yeah.
But they thought that it better suited John.
Which means John doesn't cost as much.
Yes. Because I'm going to get this out of the way. This film was made for $9 million. And it doesn't even look like they spent $9 million on it.
This was terrible.
But the thing is, it made 3 times its budget. It made $27 million.
People are terrible.
How?
You helped support it.
No, I didn't.
You saw it in the theater.
For free.
Oh, it was free? Good for you. I mean, I worry about you having watched this in a movie theater.
I mean, it's just bad.
For the listeners that are unfamiliar, can you kind of summarize this turd for them?
Yeah. So this film is kind of a Ring ripoff. There is a video game, a new video game that nobody really knows about, where this what do you want to say, plantation mansion is like haunted by this woman, and however you die in the game, you die in real life. Usually within hours of it happening. So there's this ghost haunting this video game that then haunts you. And eventually, what happens is, at the beginning you see somebody playing the game and they die in the game, and then they're totally freaked out by it. And then you watch them die, and that's where you kind of get the whole premise, like, oh, okay, so they die exactly how they do in the game. And so then his friend, who he's on the phone with, he finds out about the game, he plays it with a couple others, and so they're all stuck in this trap of having to figure out a way to kill the ghost before they die. That a good summary?
Yeah, that's about as good as you could
More
summarize.
More than it deserves.
Uh-huh. I was about to say we shouldn't have even done an episode. We should have just been like, hey guys, sorry there's no pod this week. We watched one, but we don't want to draw any attention to it whatsoever.
What are you talking about? There were so many lovely video game references in this movie.
Now let's talk about that. Because that's a con for me.
They did the Konami code.
In a stupid as fuck way. It's like, this is something that like your older uncle, like somebody in like their mid-40s, would write this script after watching like a teenager in the family play a game, and they're like, I know what kids want. They want to watch terrible horror movies based around gaming with the loosest of references that make no fucking sense whatsoever.
Because that's hip.
Oh yeah, it's totally hip. This sucked.
No, it's a bad movie. It's very bad.
They mentioned Silent Hill 4.
Did they?
Yeah, for no reason whatsoever. What else did they mention?
Unreal Tournament.
Unreal Tournament.
Cubert.
Yeah, there was Cubert thrown in there. There was Fatal Frame they mentioned.
Yeah, Fatal Frame was right at the beginning.
And that's because like the girl has that camera, which I guess is reminiscent of the camera that's used in Fatal Frame. Then
Fatal Frame's a good game.
Yes, it is.
Then
this movie sucks though.
When the house is burning down, you have the NES controller being burned
I was
up.
telling you, I'm sure Nintendo of America was thrilled to be associated with, someone dying in a house fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the references made almost no sense. Like, yeah, they were references, but like there was no context for any of it.
Well, and then supposedly the mansion that is in the video game is modeled after the one in House of Dead or whatever that.
Oh, House of the Dead.
House of the Dead or whatever that video game was from Sega.
I don't even think a House of the Dead fan would have noticed that. Maybe if you're diehard.
I've played it, but
I mean, it's an on-rail shooter. You're not really. Are you really
Yeah.
paying that much attention to
No.
your environment?
no.
Oh, I thought they were talking about the movie.
No, I'm sure that's terrible too. I never saw it.
I saw like half of it.
Only half.
Yeah, because it was complete crap.
I was gonna say, did you get tired or did you lose the will to live?
A little bit of both. I may have cut myself.
So the references are shit. Another con. The gamers in this movie are fucking what the fuck? Like, there's a let's call him a GameStop employee that is tweaking like a fucking meth head. Like, when he comes in there asking a question about
The
the cop comes in asking questions. He's like, "Have you heard of the Stay Alive?" And he's like doing shit with his fingers. Like, "Oh, I haven't ever heard of that one." He's like, "I would have heard of that one." He's got like fucking. He looks like the dude that hands out acid at the techno concert that you go to. Like, he's got like the fucking like.
How many techno concerts have you been to, Jake?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
Enough.
Zero.
Zero. So
I'm not a techno guy.
So you're not speaking for personal experience.
No. I'm just judging books by covers.
Mm.
Yeah, he was. What the fuck? Like, he was like a meth head almost. In terms of like.
Yeah.
His mannerisms and shit. And then you have Frankie Muniz, who's wearing a fucking accountant's visor and
even his character in the game was wearing that visor.
Yeah.
it's pretty stupid. And I said to you guys during the movie, I said, he looks exactly like the type of person that I would never say a word to. You just don't talk to people like that. If you're wearing an upside down visor, forwards or backwards, I don't fucking talk to you. Because chances are you are unable to talk because you're brain dead.
Jeez. Oh, yeah.
I don't know, there was a weird vibe in this movie where like gaming was like an underground, like, we're so fucking cool because we play video games.
Well, I mean, aren't we?
The look on his face. No. No, not at all. And you could argue that, well, gaming wasn't as mainstream in 2006. It was pretty fucking mainstream. Like, everybody was playing games.
You had the, best-selling platformer of all time in the PS2, or, I don't know if platformer is the right word, but the PS2 is the most-selling console of all time.
And that was the days when Halo 2 was running rampant.
Yeah.
I mean, if this movie come out in, like, 1981, maybe, you'd be like, oh, gaming. It's like, you know.
But, man, would you consider Super Mario Brothers graphics better than the video game in this?
Probably not.
No.
Wasn't there like a similar premise? I mean, it wasn't like a ghost out in a video game trying to kill somebody, but wasn't that like Mazes and Monsters or whatever? You know that movie, Mazes and Monsters? I think I want to say Tom Hanks is in it.
Tom Hanks is in a movie? Wait, I thought that was the movie about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I thought it was called Mazes and Monsters.
But it's not about video games. It's about tabletop games and Satan.
Is it?
I thought so. If it's the same
tabletop games,
yeah, you're right.
It's D&D.
You're right.
Probably a better movie. I mean, it's probably blasphemous and people freaking out about nothing.
Actually, it's got a 4.2 on IMDb. So.
This has a 5.1.
You're shitting me.
Nope.
You were shitting on me.
Nope.
This has a 5.1
on IMDb.
Oh, I'm going to be reading user reviews later and laughing my ass off.
The original cut of this film was given a D- by like Entertainment Weekly, but then the director's cut they gave a C+.
No. This is inaccurate. We watched the director's cut.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another con. That fucking camera. It's like they went from a moderately decent like camera to film like the regular movie, and then he had rented like a fucking Kodak. Like it looked like he filmed it with a flip phone
and rub butter on the lens.
Yeah, we were like, is this house on fire? It looks like it's filled with smoke. And then I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be fog, and then I'm like, well, maybe it's a dream sequence. And then I'm like, no, the camera just sucks. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was bad.
It was literally terrible.
Oh, it was noticeable. You knew when it was a director's, like, a scene that was cut, because you're like, oh shit, here comes the greasy camera.
Well, we weren't even talking about it. We're like what? You can't even see the people. Like, everything is blurry, and...
The drop in quality is insane.
It was ridiculous.
I mean, it was hilarious. How shitty it was.
Like, I'm pretty sure I could have shot this with my phone and had a better picture.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Another con, acting's not great.
No.
No,
it's a step down from spectacular.
Oh, come on. When that scene where Hutch sees his friend get her throat slit and he rushes to her side, it's like, no.
That Foster can't act. Holy shit. Yeah, that was bad. It was comically bad. Like I didn't mean to laugh, but I couldn't not laugh.
Is there any way that you can throw like a 3-second clip of him like doing that tantrum into the YouTube video without us getting in trouble?
I don't know. I could put a link if I find that clip. I could put that in the YouTube so people could go watch it. I think if I put it in the video, they might hit us with a copyright.
People have to see that.
Oh,
it's pretty goddamn funny.
It is terrible.
I'll do what I can to put that in the description, so look out for that. I'll try to find it.
This film was bad.
I mean, I'm not going to waste more than 5 minutes looking for it because it isn't worth it.
I think you could probably put an embedded link at that part. Like on the video, where the links pop up in the middle of the video. Just a thought.
Yeah. And if you're on Libsyn,
go check it out.
Yeah, check out YouTube.
I bet you could find Stay Alive on YouTube if you really wanted to watch it. I'm not going to be as hard on Frankie Muniz. I don't think he was a con.
Oh, he's a con.
He was obviously the best actor in this film.
Which is fucking incredible.
Hey, talking about a guy who had Malcolm in the Middle going on. He had at least one of the Agent Cody Banks under his belt already.
Was Malcolm still on in 2006?
I think it ended in 2007.
Wow. That show lasted a long time.
So, I could be wrong. Don't quote me.
Looks like a leprechaun in this movie compared to everyone else.
Yeah, because he's 5'5".
Yeah, I'm still going to say Frankie Muniz was a con. He's part of the bad acting. He's one of the better bad actors. But that's, is that praise?
Is it praise when you're said you're not the worst actor?
Oh, come on. The dude that played McPoyle is in it.
Well, one of the McPoyle brothers.
Yeah, one of the McPoyle twins from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He plays like a stoner who doesn't give a shit about anybody kind of gamer. They're all friends, I guess.
Why hasn't Ben Foster just pulled John aside and been like, listen, this is how you act?
John really hasn't been in anything else.
Wow.
You're just dead inside now, aren't you?
Do
you feel worse now or after Spies Like Us?
Probably after Spies Like Us.
Jeez.
Also, one of those director's cut scenes where the dude who plays Peter Petrelli from Heroes walks in and
Milo Ventimiglia
or whatever the fuck you say his name. He walks into his buddy's room and he's plowing some girl with a pig mask on. What?
His buddy,
yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense.
It was just
It really
like,
set the tone, though.
it was like the most random thing ever.
That's when the brain clicked off and was like, you don't need to waste any power whatsoever on this.
It's literally within the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yep.
That's when it clicked. I'm like, nope.
Yeah,
No
you just see
effort.
this guy giving it to his girl from behind wearing a pig mask. And then he takes it off and he's like, what's up? And he tells him, like,
and
you
then
guys...
he starts kind of like micro thrusting, and then he's like, "Are you just gonna watch?" And then he's like, "Nah, I'm out."
Yeah.
Like
Just don't ruin my parents' sheets.
They were keen. They were just like to have a conversation with him while they were fucking. It did really set the tone for the whole movie.
I mean, you also then had Hutch, the main character in this film. It's hitting on this Jewel-like character in, what was her name? I don't remember.
Who cares?
Yeah. Not October. October's the other girl. But,
Sophia Bush.
yeah, but this other girl who, surprisingly, Jake was like, oh, she was on Son of Anarchy, but he thought she was a different character that was more pronounced in the series. But she was on Son of Anarchy for 2 episodes, but...
What a small world.
I know. But I don't remember her damn name. It was probably like Jessica or something, but...
Something mundane.
But she
sucks.
yeah, she was bad. But
Everybody sucks.
they talk to each other while she's taking a shit or a piss or something.
Yeah, that
I'm
was that.
That
That's a
was
con.
weird.
That was the weirdest moment I've ever seen
Yeah,
for
he's
some
like-
guy to be like, "Let's have a conversation right now.
Yeah,
I'm making my move while you're taking a dump."
Because the reason it all starts is because he's like, oh, I know the toilet paper's out. I forgot to refill it. Do you want me to get October to hand you it? She's like, no, just hand it to me. And then he kept the door cracked, and then...
Yeah. She's like, "Well, is it under the sink?" And he's like, "Well, it would be, but, basically he's like, well, it would be there, but we need an excuse for me to come in here and be a creep."
Yeah. And then they just start having a nice chat through the door.
Yeah. So how long have you known such and such? I'm like, you're taking a shit right now. What the fuck, man?
And also then it makes sense why she had to use his bathroom, because she was living in her van.
That does make a lot of sense. She probably smelled like shit, too. But they're in Louisiana, so that's par for the course.
And then her great line when she first meets him is like, everyone here is crying and sad, but you look the saddest.
Holy
but you
fuck.
aren't crying.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible. And then she snaps a camera in his face, and he goes, "Did you just take a picture of me?" "No, genius. I did something else." "Yes."
Oh, Lord.
The dialogue, holy shit. Holy shit.
Oscar worthy.
So many cons. What the fuck have you done?
Find one pro. Come on, find one pro.
Is his name Adam Goldberg?
Yeah.
I got to watch him die.
Oh,
Which is something I didn't know that I wanted until I saw it happen. And I'm like, yeah, alright.
you know that was supposed to be Steve Zahn?
Wow, Steve Zahn said no to something?
Yeah.
Oh.
I like Steve Zahn.
I do too, but he has been some bad films.
I was going to say, but it's still Steve Zahn.
I like him.
He's
though.
made questionable decisions.
He was probably the best part of Sahara.
I never fucking saw Sahara.
I enjoyed
That
it.
movie's not bad.
Was
Yeah.
it McConaughey in it?
Yeah.
And
Penelope Cruz.
He was better than McConaughey?
He was better because of his comedic relief. Yeah. He played McConaughey was like a wild, crazy Indiana Jones, and Steve Zahn played like his straight-laced, person. So he played a straight character.
Speaking of McConaughey, that fucking...
So the game developer, which I'm pretty sure that was a deleted scene,
That was
made
a
it,
totally deleted scene.
because that was the butter camera, just like the sex scene. The developer was playing with his fingers as if he was like squishing a booger between his thumb and his pointer.
Lincoln Continental.
Rolling it.
Like he was rolling a booger, and all Jake could think about is Matthew McConaughey.
It was fucking incredible. I think McConaughey saw this movie and he's like, "That's what I'm gonna do for my Lincoln spot." No.
He watches this film 10 years later and goes, "Yeah,
That's my move." It's turning more into the older George Bush.
It's turning into Bane Don Knotts.
Sophia Bush did 9/11.
I was pretty pleased when I said that.
Drew
Just about
spit
spit
up.
take. Oh, he just about spit that water across the room. She didn't do it though. I've seen the documents. I don't think I've ever seen him laugh like that.
Oh my gosh.
Got you.
Oh, I
He's
wonder
still
if it's
fighting
coming
it.
out of his nose.
Fuck you guys.
But this movie sucks.
It's so fun though. Like when what's his name from It's Always Sunny gets ran over by the freaking chariot.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Or
Oh,
carriage.
you mean
or
when his
whatever.
car breaks down for no reason?
Yes.
And then he screams, and it cuts to a scene where he's talking on the phone to someone, and then it cuts back, and he's holding the phone.
Yeah.
He yells, "Hey guys, can you hear me?" He gets out of his car and just yells.
No,
that.
actually, he says, "Is anyone there?"
So he says, "Is anyone there?"
"Yeah."
Yeah, he just yells it in an empty street.
Yeah, like he's looking for somebody.
Mhm.
Not like he's on the phone,
No,
but
right.
like he's looking for somebody.
And then it cuts to everybody else, and they're like, "Yeah, we can hear you." And you're like, "I'm sorry, what the fuck is happening right
And then
now?"
he's holding a phone.
And then
But,
you're like,
yeah. My guess was it was supposed to be like the car ran into the tree, but they didn't want to waste money filming that, so...
So they had him swerve the car, get out, and get run over by a carriage.
That was a
Yeah.
dog shit scene. He literally like swerves out of the way of a ghost and stops right in front of a tree.
Which, by the way, did you see the carriage when he swerved? Like, literally there was the girl and the carriage right behind her, and he swerves, and it's all gone now. It's like, what?
No, I never saw the carriage.
Yeah.
No, and then he gets out of his car and he's like, "You guys need to come pick me up." He goes, "I'm stranded out here." I'm like, you swerved and you're just literally off the side of the road. Your car is taking no damage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, he forgot how to drive all of a sudden.
Apparently, swerving away from ghosts makes you forget how to drive. What the fuck, movie?
Well, and then the amazing CG of him getting ran over by that carriage.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
let's talk
say,
about the CG in this movie.
that was haunting, and not in the good way.
That was the scariest part of the movie.
Oh, that was great.
I think the live-action Scooby-Doo's probably had better CG.
Wow.
I mean,
No joke.
he's not wrong.
Because that looked like what Ghostbusters had, the new Ghostbusters had in their fucking film. Terrible CG from Scooby-Doo.
Ugh,
Oh, yeah.
this fucking
Well, and then
sucks.
Jake's biggest complaint was the Benny Hill scene right after it.
Oh, you mean the only pro that I have?
That shit was pretty funny.
Yeah, there's supposed to be this like poignant moment where like Sophia Bush is crying like my brother, and he's mangled in the middle of the road, and then the camera's fixed overhead, looking down on the crime scene, and there's like a sped up like all the emergency crews show up, like
The
the fire
cops,
truck, the
yeah.
ambulance. They're putting cones around him and throwing a blanket. It looks like Benny Hill. Like if you would have played the music, it would have been fucking amazing.
Well, it looks comedic.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything's sped up, and they're throwing a blanket over him, and
Well, it also immediately saps any emotional. I mean, let's be honest here. I have no emotional attachment to anything in this
Well,
movie.
It takes a moment that is supposed to be sad and remorseful,
and totally fucks it
yeah.
up.
Yep.
It just eats any emotion or tone out of the scene.
Yeah, that I have no idea why he chose to be like, why don't we speed that up?
Yeah.
Like, let's show all of it. Like, and it was for nothing. The
There
scene
was no
cuts to
payoff.
them talking in the back of an ambulance. You should have just fucking cut to that.
Yeah, like the ambulance shows up, cut the scene right there.
Your audience is not brain dead for the most part. I mean, this made money, so maybe I'm wrong. They are fucking stupid. But you would be able to piece that together, right? Okay, we're in the back of the ambulance. Obviously, they called the cops. They came, and they're getting body. You don't need to show me the whole fucking thing sped up. Because you did it wrong, and you negated every effect that you were going for.
Mm-hmm. For a character who wasn't very likable.
Oh, he was a douche.
Yeah.
Was this the Who Farted guy?
Yeah.
Great shirt.
Yeah, and
Super
the one who
cool.
was like, I need to get some of that pussy or something like that. And then that's where Frankie Muniz tells him the Konami code to allow for one of the zombies to be naked.
You say Kunami?
Konami, sorry.
Kunami. Shit's racist, dog.
Jesus.
I might cut that. It's not a good joke.
No, it's not.
It makes me look bad.
Jeez.
And it's gone.
Yep. But he tells him the code, and he's like, oh yeah, that's worth it. It's like, wait, most of the zombies in the game are little girls. There's only one, like, that isn't, and that's the old woman.
I'm expecting Jake to say something here.
Nope.
Okay.
Actually, fun fact, all of the zombie girls used in this movie came from Jake's well.
Ooh. Well, I love...
I'm not proud of this movie.
There was one scene where they're running through, like, these catacombs, and it cuts, they turn around to look to see what's following them, and there's this superimposed, like, little ring-type girl crawling on the floor. Like, she wasn't even touching the ground. She was just over the water, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot how crappy this was.
Another con. Let's talk about that crowbar scene.
Okay, for the record, I found this to be, like, not a con, not necessarily a pro, but I found it funny. So I'm not going to give it a con, but that's just me.
Oh, it's a con. What the fuck are you doing, movie?
There's this...
Let's
preface
set it
the
up.
users,
Yeah.
Frankie Muniz is in the game, and...
Not Sophia Bush, the other Jewel, I'm just going to call her Jewel, because she lives in her van, and
Down by
Hutch
the
are in the plantation house, and Jewel is being attacked by the ghost, and Hutch is trying to get to her. So, and Frankie Muniz is in the van playing the game.
And he's basically giving them instructions on how to move about the area quicker. Like, there's a door here, there's other stuff here. And Frankie Muniz says to Hutch, he goes, there's a staircase around the corner or something. You should go that way. It's quicker. So he goes up there, and it's like a trap, like a treehouse door or something like that.
Well, because on the plantation houses, they had that second floor balcony that you could walk out onto. Well, they also had access from the first floor. On the outside, you could just walk up, but you could also lock it down. So,
What are you, a fucking architect?
No, I'm just saying.
There's a door that is locked.
It's like a trap door.
Yeah, there's a door
like an
with a
attic
padlock.
door. Yeah.
And he's like, I can't get in. There's a padlock on it. And Frankie Muniz goes, well, what if I give you a crowbar? And he takes a crowbar in the game and drops it on the stairs.
Yeah, he goes, look now.
And he goes, look at the stairs. Is there a crowbar on the stair? And he's like, yeah, there is a crowbar on the stair.
And so then he breaks the lock, and then he runs up to the door and to the master bedroom. And he's like, door's locked. He's like, wait, I got a key. And so he unlocks the door in the game, and then Hutch just walks inside.
This movie's fucking stupid.
Yeah, they at least were imaginative.
I mean, yeah, towards the very end of the movie. How long is this movie? 3 hours long?
No, it's an hour 35. Yeah,
it feels like it's 3 hours long. I could feel myself dying watching this movie.
You gotta stay alive.
Oh, God.
Yeah, use your roses, Jake. Drop your roses.
Pacing is a con. For me. I just realized this whole pod has just been me like, fucking, here's a con, here's another con. Like, you guys are just like, yeah, whatever.
No, it is. Like, how are we going to defend it? How are we honestly?
I'm just saying, neither one of you have jumped in with anything. I'm just over here like, con.
Well, you're saying all the points we have, so.
Okay. Pacing. What the fuck? What is this movie doing?
It's all over the place.
It's like watching someone else watching paint dry. I don't even get the pleasure of an interactive experience. I have to I have to witness boredom.
If Paint watched this movie, I'm pretty sure it would enjoy itself more.
Like, it's a lot of people just going to fucking who the fuck cares and being like, do you know about this bloody ghost lady? And they're like, oh, no,
which, as we
got some crawdads cooking.
We talked about it. It was based off Queen Elizabeth. I can't pronounce her damn last name, but she was from like Hungary / the Slovakian Republic, and allegedly through history it said she, because it's been disputed, that she murdered up to 300 women to keep herself beautiful. She would bathe in their blood or drink their blood.
I believe it. I believe a woman to do something like that.
Some crazy fucking people back in the day, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, like she is known as like Dracula's wife, because there was Vlad the Impaler who is known as Dracula.
Dude, Vlad the Impaler. That motherfucker was crazy.
So then she's known as the Blood Countess because of her obsession with trying to stay young and using female blood to try and stay young.
No harm in doing that back in the day because Bush hadn't invented HIV.
Wow.
I just love the face he made. Ty's like, do I say allegedly? Just like...
allegedly.
Okay, there you go.
I got a pro. I do
Oh
have
my
a pro.
God.
I
have
was
a
gonna
pro for this movie.
I thought of a pro as
She was
well.
like, it ended.
There was a naked woman in this movie.
Oh, there you go. That wasn't computer. You knew it wasn't because it looked like an actual naked woman.
And Jake also saw her holding a spear. He's like my type of woman.
Yeah.
How sad is it that we have to resort to our primal nature in order to get a pro out of this movie?
I mean, there's nothing here. There's nothing.
I was gonna say a pro. The Bayou woman. The Bayou witch
the
woman.
Wascally witch woman.
Yeah.
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
Elmira Fudd.
Yeah.
Elmira Fudd.
God.
She was a pro. She was funny.
Lots of people been looking for this.
God, yeah, Jake was laughing his ass off when that chick was on screen.
Well, that scene was great for me because of two reasons. The terrible lisp. And that's when I realized, oh, they're in Louisiana. I'm like, why does she have an accent? Nobody else had an accent,
No.
period.
No.
Well,
Just
because
this-
she was out in the bayou.
Yeah,
and she's
she's
one of those voodoo ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that lisp. And she just kept going, and I couldn't stop laughing.
That was like the only time he laughed. In
Yeah. I did enjoy that scene quite a bit.
See, a pro.
Yeah, I suppose it's a pro. But you're really reaching if the pro is the Bayou lady with a lisp in your movie.
Yeah, she was there for like, I don't know, like 2 minutes.
3, yeah.
If that.
But she fucking shined.
Yeah. I play Bayou Woman #2.
Oh.
The 2006 critically acclaimed Stay Alive.
Critically acclaimed.
Yeah. Critically acclaimed for being terrible.
You know what, though? This had a better Rotten Tomato percentage than Godsend.
I kind
Both
of...
users and critics.
So for the listeners that are out of the loop, what is Godsend?
So Godsend was the other film I thought about doing, starring Greg Kinnear, Rebecca Romaine, and...
Craig Kinnear?
Yeah. And...
Are you a Bayou woman?
and Robert De Niro. And the film is... this family loses their son to a terrible car accident. Like, he wanders out into the street, gets hit by a car. So then Robert De Niro, though, clones the son, but then, like, something goes wrong. Like, he had to use other body parts from another kid. And so then, like, the minds start melding together. And so the son kind of becomes possessed by the other child. And shit starts going down. So...
Can children be inherently evil?
Well, that's kind of what this film was trying to ask: is what's dead? Should it stay dead? And two, can kids be?
Well, if Pet Sematary taught me anything, what's dead should stay dead. That movie sounds a lot like Pet Sematary.
It kind of is, yeah. Except it deals with cloning. It's kind of like The Eye meets Pet Sematary. So
Yeah, it might be alright.
you got 4%.
Well, actually, yeah. The whole thrust of your argument, it's not alright. According to viewers.
It got 20% on user, 4% by critics.
So why'd you pick this one over that? You thought it'd be better for October?
I think just the video games itself.
You just thought it'd be more fun?
Yeah, I think Godsend is one of those where it's a bad movie, but it's not like a fun bad movie. Like, we're laughing at this.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be one of those, if we did Godsend, we would have been like,
what the fuck? Just like deflated.
Yeah.
No, I think this is a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's a bad movie. But I think it was fun because, you know,
you didn't give a fuck.
It's kind of like Riccio for
Yeah.
me. Like, if you watch Riccio with people, you're going to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a work of art by any means.
Nope.
But,
Wait, you're telling me John Foster's acting isn't going to be looked at in classes for years to come?
I mean, as a template for what not to do, maybe, yes.
Like, you were visibly upset while watching this movie.
I was not having a good time.
You were like at the screen, you're like, God, where's this movie get over? God! Like, literally that loud.
There's so much fucking wasted time in this movie.
You're like a former coworker who was trying to take a shit. Well,
oh, God damn it.
Go do it.
Oh, God damn it. The listener has no idea what we're talking about.
No.
Do we want to name him?
No.
Come on, he's never going to hear it.
No.
Alright. We work with a guy that takes his shirt off to take a shit. And he's constantly taking a shit. I don't know how he gets anything done. He's uncomfortable. He's never going to hear it. And if he does, who the fuck cares? He's going to come up and be like, oh, God damn it. That's what you just say. Can you honestly tell me you're not taking a shit 90% of every day?
Oh, man.
See, you have plausible deniability because we haven't said who it is.
Right.
We know who it is. As long as you never say the name.
You have nothing to be worried about.
Yeah. But, anyways, yeah, Jake was visibly upset watching this. He was like, damn movie, what the hell is this? Fuck this crap. This movie is bad.
I started getting pretty impatient because it's one of those, it never felt like it was fucking going anywhere. And then at the end, and I'm like, it didn't go anywhere. God damn it.
Well, and then I love the little stinger at the end for the possible sequel.
I mean, if Game Informer's going to feature your game on the cover, then they had to have played it and not died.
Exactly.
So...
That's why I said the curse is then obviously broken.
Plus, if your developer dies in a horrific accident and there's all this shit going on, your game's never coming out. Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
But you know what? They promoted that Alien Area 51 game.
I don't even fucking remember that.
Was
it an FPS?
No, I think so. I don't know.
Area 51? You were talking about that rail shooter?
I think
that arcade rail shooter?
No.
It used to be a rail shooter. Then they actually made a Area 51.
They made a console version called Area 51.
Really?
With Marilyn Manson as an alien. Powers Booth was like your lieutenant or something.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been an FPS. I never played it.
I
do remember it.
I never heard of it, and I had one friend who like found it at a garage sale for like $1 and played it. And he was like, it wasn't bad.
I got a topic. We're all gamers, right?
Yeah.
Favorite horror game? Not this fucking game. Or movie in this game.
I'd say GTA San Andreas. Oh, wait, you said horror, not whore.
Horror. You didn't play Hot Coffee.
No, I didn't play Hot Coffee.
Exactly. Did you?
Yeah.
You played Hot Coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Really? You played it or you watched it?
No, I played it.
You played Hot
Yeah.
Coffee.
No, I
It
never
wasn't
played
all it was cracked up to be, huh?
No.
It looked terrible.
Because it is.
But Jake learned a move or two.
I mean, no.
Like I said, Dead Space. That was a game that kept me up. I would play that at night in the dark, and I'd be like, I can't fucking go over to my bedroom now because I'm afraid one of those damn things is going to be on the floor. And I don't wear boots to stomp on it. So.
You got one?
I mean, there were a lot. I played a lot of like survival horror games and shit growing up. God, I don't know. Me and my buddies used to play Silent Hill 4 a lot.
The Room?
Yeah, that one was pretty creepy. Yeah, I'd probably say that.
Dead Space is great. Silent Hill was fucking... Silent Hill always had something Resident Evil didn't have, which was the psychological aspect.
Mhm.
Like, Resident Evil had a lot of, like, the what the fuck is that stuff, and, like, jump
Yeah, they
scares.
had a lot of jump scares.
But Silent Hill was, like, the freaky, like, what the fuck is actually going on game, like, gets in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, The Room. I remember playing The Room, and, like, remember you'd peek out, like, into the hallway, and there'd be, like, breath?
Well, there'd always be, like, different stuff. Like, that was the cool thing about that game was, like, you could go and play a level, and then every time you come back to your apartment, something's different.
Yeah.
And there's all these things in your apartment that you can go and look at. Like, there's a hole that leads over to, like, your neighbor's apartment. You can look in there. Or you can look out of the peephole of your front door. Like, there's this giant hole in your bathroom that keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And your bathtub fills up with blood. Like, there's all this stuff. It's just creepy.
And you're just going further down the rabbit hole. You're like, what the fuck is this all
Well,
about?
I never played this game, but what? There was like a game on GameCube where like it had
Eternal
like
Darkness, Sanity's Requiem?
yes,
That's a great game.
I never played it.
I heard
but I
that.
know about it.
That's a
it
great
messed
game.
with you. So
Yeah, it would make you think like your
Mhm.
cables weren't connected, and
Mm-hmm.
It would go like a-
game save would get deleted,
Yeah.
and
blue screen of death.
yep, and occasionally your character would like clip, and like their
Mhm.
head would just get ripped off.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, never played it. Always wanted to. Underrated console, the GameCube.
I agree.
Yes.
I never owned one. I had a friend who did, but he never bought many games for it, so I never really got a chance to try it.
Mario Sunshine's the shit.
there's a lot of great games for
And
that console.
Alan Wake was a really good. I don't know if it quite. I would say it's horror,
Yeah.
but it didn't like stay with you horror. But it was it had a good. It had a really good story to it.
It was kind of like what's the name of that show? Can't think of the show. David Lynch. I can't think of it.
What happens in it?
Well, the show's kind of similar. Like, it's episodic and it has just weird
Twin Peaks?
Twin Peaks. Yeah, that's David Lynch, isn't it?
I think so.
I never watched it, but I've heard that that show is very similar to Alan Wake. Because Alan Wake is like, it's episodic, kind of. Like,
Mhm.
it has chapters to it, and he's an author.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's writing a book, right?
Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
shit that starts
It was
happening.
Twin Peaks.
It is David Lynch?
Yep.
Okay. I was like, am I crazy?
But
I couldn't
it
think
also
of
has like a Stephen King feeling to it. Like
Definitely.
that's the whole thing too. Is like he's a writer like Stephen King.
There's a Stephen King movie. It's based on one of his stories that has Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park.
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill. Sam Neill's the main character, and it's like In the Mouth of Madness or something. It's literally like you played Alan Wake, you'd watch that movie and be like, this is Alan Wake the movie. Like, very similar.
The only thing is Alan Wake. The ending was a little disappointing.
Oh, it's not a lake, it's an ocean.
I don't want to know. I haven't played it.
You don't even know what that means.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, well,
The
I don't-
ending's a little confusing.
Okay, well,
I played through it 3 times and I think I finally got it, but it was a little confusing for me.
Talking about the...
Yeah, we can discuss it another time when Drew isn't here. I don't want to ruin anything, so
still on my Steam, waiting to play.
you
have
should
it? You
play
haven't
it.
played it?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you should play it like now.
That game, I went through that game 3 times. First time was just a playthrough. Second time was a playthrough to get all the book pages, and then the third time was on nightmare mode to get another achievement. But also, I love the game. So
It's great. For real, you should play it.
mhm.
October, like, perfect.
It's October now.
Yeah.
It's an old gem.
But you never said yours.
Oh yeah, I just started talking about a bunch I liked. I don't know.
You asked a question and then you don't even have an answer.
I didn't have an idea. I just wanted to hear you guys.
There's a lot of good ones out there.
Yeah, like Outlast is pretty
I was
creepy.
just gonna mention Outlast.
The only thing I don't like about Outlast is there aren't enough character models.
Mm.
Like a game like that, if you see the same thing over and over, you're not really fucking scared of it.
You're talking about the creatures and stuff.
Yeah,
and
they all look
mental
identical.
patients and all that shit.
Yeah.
See, one game I wanted to play, and I know it was on the PS4, and I don't own one or know anyone, was, I think it was called Till Dawn, or Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like a choose your own adventure horror movie.
Yeah, and like you can do like it's like a one player game, but like you can do a party play because like each person can take the controller. Like there are like 7 characters, so you could each person could have a character.
You never heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's PS4 and maybe PC, but I don't think it was on Xbox.
It wasn't on
It's
Xbox.
called Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Or Till Dawn, one or the other. Yeah.
I think it's Until Dawn.
But
And
yeah,
the
whole
the cheerleader from Heroes
Yep.
was one of the
Hayden Panettiere.
Yep.
Yeah. She but yeah, they're like true character models. They're really good. And and like each choice has a consequence, and like your choice may actually kill another character.
Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely see the character model.
It's like a choose your own adventure game.
It is. I've heard really good things. I always
That's
wanted to
cool,
try
man.
it. But
I'd be down to.
Yeah, some people would say it's not a game, but they're wrong.
let's not get into that. That's a different pod.
Oh, let's please get into it.
It's actually on PS3. It says.
Oh, is it on PS3?
That's what it says.
Oh, okay.
I think a sequel just came out.
Was it on PS4 as well, or just PS3?
No, it's on PS4 as well, though.
I thought it was a Sony thing.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the Sony shit's been coming to PC, like No Man's Sky, unfortunately.
But, anyways, we have not talked about Stay Alive for a while.
There's nothing here.
What's there to say, man?
Yeah, I know. It's a shitty movie.
I'll tell you this: Frankie Muniz sucks. Ben Foster's a better actor. Watch anything he's been in, except maybe X3.
What about Mechanic?
I can take The Mechanic. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
It's a
What is-
remake.
Who's Ben Foster?
Ben Foster was Angel in X3.
Okay.
Really? That was Ben Foster?
Yeah.
Man.
Well, let's check it.
I'll look.
I'm pretty sure that was Ben Foster. Did you ever see Sabotage with Bruce Willis?
No.
God damn it!
Did you see Pandorum?
No, Ben Foster is a totally different guy. Oh wait. Oh shit! He was in Warcraft.
Yeah.
Yep.
In 310 to Yuma.
Yes, he was in 310 to Yuma. He was just recently in Hell or High Water.
That's a great movie.
Okay.
Chris Pine was great in that movie too.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Oh, he was also in The Punisher. Yeah, he was the guy,
with all the shit in his face.
And he was in X-Men Last Stand. You were right.
He's a good actor.
Huh.
He just occasionally picks
Bad
something
films.
everybody does it.
Yeah. I mean, for a long time, Jeff Bridges did Stick It.
Today I learned. Yeah, that was. I didn't feel good watching.
Keanu's done some bad films, but everyone has them.
Man, Keanu Reeves.
I like Keanu. Oh
Pictures.
gosh, 30 Days of Night. Oh, that movie's talk about harm. I went.
That wasn't Keanu.
No, I was
Oh.
looking at Ben Foster's filmography. Have you guys ever seen a horror movie that you were like so excited? You'll obviously say It Follows, but
My God.
besides that, have you ever seen a horror movie where you felt it was built up and you're like, this is gonna be great, and then it totally let you down?
Yeah,
all the time.
absolutely.
30 Days of Night for me was that film. I didn't even watch it in theaters. I saw it on DVD. But I was like, gosh, I heard great things about this.
You got hyped.
H2O, Halloween Resurrection, pretty much every Halloween after
2?
I don't know. Yeah. Actually, I didn't mind the Rob Zombie ones.
The first one I just was like,
just get Sherry Moon out of your fucking movie.
the only thing with the first one is like, this wasn't necessary. That's the only thing. Like, I'm not saying they were bad films. I just was like, it wasn't necessary.
Him and Carpenter got into it too. I guess Rob Zombie did an interview or something. He's like, Carpenter like didn't really help out with anything, and I guess Carpenter shot back and was like, you never even fucking talked to me. Like, you did whatever you wanted and you didn't come to me, so quit telling people you did. Like, this is all shit that I've heard. I have no proof whatsoever, but from what I've heard, they had a little spat about it.
But 30 Days a Night is one of those films that was like, I was so ready to see it, and then I saw it, I was like, gosh, that movie sucked. And I love horror films, and when you have a horror film you're really looking forward to, and then it's just terrible, it's like, well, that sucks.
Happens a lot now.
Yeah, I know.
I don't get my hopes up.
Felt the same way about The Ruins, man.
Which I never saw that.
I think I did.
But
isn't that the one where they don't go in the pyramid? They just kind of go on top of it?
Yes.
They go down it, and that's
a bunch
it?
of, it's the plants. The plants are like alive, and they kill people.
So it's The Happening.
Basically.
Horrible.
Gosh, that film sucked.
The Ruins is a fucking garbage movie. Garbage.
Mark Wahlberg hated that film. The
Which
Happening.
One? Did he?
He hated it.
I want my money back.
Man, those... That's one I did get pumped for.
The Happening?
Yeah, and I shouldn't have. It's one of those, you see the commercial and you're like, I should know better.
All those people are killing themselves, you're like, whoa, this is crazy.
It was effective advertising is what it was. Like, people are... The guy that drops on the grass and the lawnmower runs him over, you're like, how could this be bad? Then you go and you're like, oh my god.
This is terrible.
But you get to watch, Zooey Deschanel, so it's okay.
Yes.
I mean, I still left the theater angry as fuck.
So you're a New Girl fan then?
No, I never watched it.
Oh. I enjoy it. It's funny. But, oh. Okay,
Pros, cons? Anything?
I was gonna say, we want to do my scenes. Obviously, they're all probably gonna be negative, but...
Go ahead.
And we've talked about most of them. I was gonna say, my scene is probably the one where Frankie Muniz just... He becomes pivotal for like 10 minutes. He drops the crowbar. He opens up the door. He then saves himself just barely from dying by playing the game because like he gets locked out of the van, to then giving my favorite line of the film where like a shadow crosses him on the game. That shadow crosses him while he's in the van, and he's like, "Bitch, that's cheating." And I'm not dead yet. And then he runs out of the van into the woods for some reason. And then they play it up that, spoiler alert, they play it up that Frankie Muniz dies. And Jake kind of shed a tear because he's like, thank God. But then he actually isn't dead.
I didn't think he was dead.
No. He falls into a thicket of roses. A bush of roses. It's like, obviously he's not going to be dead because, well, he's surrounded by roses.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought, did they think the viewer wouldn't notice?
I know. Because they even zoomed in on one. It's like, well, yeah, that is a, what do you call it? Rose? So...
You got a favorite scene?
Yeah, but it's only on the director's cut.
Oh, God.
It's the scene where he walks in to find his roommate.
Bonin?
Yeah, Bonin.
You mean the throwaway pointless scene at the very beginning?
Yeah. It was absolutely ridiculous. It stuck with me because it was so outlandish and out of place.
It was. Also, really... if I walked in on that, I'm sorry, I'm not staying to have a conversation about how you died in a video game. I'm closing the door immediately.
Yeah, you just opened up the door and started having a full-on conversation while he's sitting there thrusting. The girl didn't really seem to mind either.
Well, she yelled at him, she's like, would you mind closing the door?
Well, she wasn't...
You don't have to leave, though.
Brain can't watch, though. He has to pay $100.
Get you a tow by 3 p.m.
with nail polish. No, it was a fucking stupid scene that didn't need to be there.
And why he was wearing a pig mask, I don't know.
I don't know. No one knows. Why the fuck was was he wearing a mask?
Was that like what was
he's-
that movie where like the pig mask was on the poster? Was that Who's Next?
Well,
Yeah,
there's who's next? There's Saw too.
Yeah, Saw as well. They
Saw
also
had a pig mask.
But
Your next was like a rabbit or something.
Okay.
Did you ever see that?
No.
Dude, that's a good fucking movie.
Really? I didn't think it would be. Like, I don't know.
Neither did I.
Something about the marketing, I was like, that looks like it'd be crap.
It's much better than Stay Alive.
Well, it doesn't take much.
It's like violent Home Alone. Actually, Home Alone's pretty fucking violent.
I was gonna say, I watched a video like where a doctor broke down Home
When
Alone.
they would have died.
Yeah, how many times they would have died, and like, I think it came out to like one of them would have died like 8 times, and the other one would have died like 10.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure if you throw a fucking brick off of the top of an
Well,
apartment,
they
hit somebody
just-
in the skull, they're
Yeah.
gonna die.
Yeah, or you fall down like 3 flights into a basement, and then have a bar fall on you.
Wow, what a hole! That movie's god tier. Like when he goes, Marv, how many fingers do I hold up? And he's like, 8. And he looks at him and he's like, no, that's not right. My favorite scene is towards the end of the movie. It's when it was over and the credits came on. End scene. I was like, amazing.
Directed by, and this guy literally has like directed 5 movies. One of them that came out this year, The Boy.
Which you can vouch for. We watched the trailer for that during Crimson Peak, and I bust out laughing in the theater.
What movie?
The Boy.
Yeah.
That's the one where
It's the
like
one with the girl from Walking Dead and like the puppet that the parents have her
Oh.
babysit. And I laughed in the theater when that happened.
That movie looked like dog shit.
It looks dumb as fuck.
Here, I'm gonna look up the critical reception.
There's
for
no
that
way
film.
it's good.
No.
But
I will give you $1 million if that has positive reviews.
like, you mean just above 50%?
No.
Yeah, because Stay Alive was at 9% by critics and 55% by users. So it seemed users actually enjoyed this film more than...
People are delusional.
Yeah. The
God,
Boy had 27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Terrible.
That's too high.
I haven't even seen it and I know it's too high.
49 reviews, that's 27%. So, you know, what film also reminded me kind of while watching Stay Alive and figuring out they're in Louisiana? Skeleton Key.
I never saw it.
Skeleton Key is a way better movie.
Kate
It
Hudson,
is,
right?
yeah.
I just remember Kate Hudson's
And
ass.
Skarsgård.
That's an insanely way better movie.
Wasn't that the movie where the TV spot had Kate Hudson's ass like through a keyhole? And I was like, yeah.
I can
Are
get
you
into
sure
this.
you're not watching the Aaron Andrews video?
Is Kate Hudson Aaron Andrews?
I'm just saying, I think you're confusing 2 things.
What Aaron Andrews? Talk to me after the pod.
Oh, how'd you not hear about this?
No, I never heard about
That's
this.
old.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What has it been scrubbed from the internet?
You
Nah,
can't
I'll find it.
I was going to say, you can't scrub anything from the internet. No, I don't remember if that was on the TV spot or not, but...
It's
yeah.
a good movie.
It-
I like it for like being kind of like a thriller-y kind of movie.
It is.
It's kind of
a
cool.
horror-
Like the premise is kind of cool.
It's a thriller, borderline horror film. Like, it's more of a thriller, but it has some of those elements.
It's God. I would watch that movie 10,000 times before I watch this again.
Because I think I went and saw that the same time I saw... Like, it was like 3 weeks later I went and saw Saw 2. And I enjoyed Skeleton Key more. I'm not saying it's a masterpiece, but it was enjoyable for what it was. But it has been years since I've seen it.
All right, kids. More pros, more cons, more facts.
I did find one more fact that I actually did enjoy. Which one was it? Oh, yeah, I can't believe that. I think Metacritic gave this a 26. Film was shot in 25 days.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, the filmmakers wanted an R rating, but the studio made them cut it down to PG-13, probably because they knew it was a piece of shit, and that's how they were going to make money.
Wait, this was PG-13?
Yeah,
in theaters?
originally, yeah. Yeah, Entertainment Weekly originally gave it a D-, but then the director's cut was given a C+.
That's being generous.
The controllers they were using were off-brand Sega Dreamcast controllers. So yeah, there you go.
It's a relic of a time gone by.
Yeah, that's about it from that. Yeah, there's nobody really famous in this at all. Oh, 24 on Metacritic. And then the tagline was, "It's the game of life and death." Is this a video game you guys think you would have played?
Nope.
No? Oh, man. I'm just looking through. I love this when IMDb does this. More films like this. They have The Hitcher from 2007 starring Jake Busey's son.
I thought that was Sean Bean.
Oh, was it? I swear.
Sean Bean.
Jake Busey's son.
Or is it?
Jake Busey?
Jake Busey is the son.
Yeah.
I thought...
Drop me on my head?
If Sean Bean's in that movie, Sean Bean dies.
Well, Sean Bean is in it.
You're right. He does die.
He does.
I've never seen it. No, he does.
I've never seen it either. Neil McIndoe. Don't know. Denow?
John McEnroe?
Neil McDonough?
Dude, all these movies that are related are dog shit.
Are you looking at them?
Yeah.
Ghost Ship, House of Wax, Pulse. I remember hearing about that film, but I never saw it.
Michael Keaton?
Pulse. Not...
Oh, that was White Noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad movie, too.
One Missed Call.
Hmm.
Jeepers Creepers.
Paul said Kristen Bell. Oh. Dead Silence, When a Stranger Calls, My Bloody Valentine, 3D, The Haunting in Connecticut,
Ugh.
Vacancy, Sorority Row. How many of those films have you all seen?
A lot of them, actually.
I was going to say, I've seen a lot of these. I think there's only one I haven't seen, and that's two. When Strangers Call, and One Missed Call, and Pulse. So 3. And The Hitcher.
One Missed Call sucks dick. And so does When a Stranger Calls. Because that's a remake.
Yeah.
Was Vacancy Luke Wilson?
Yeah,
Yes.
Luke
God
Wilson.
damn it, why do I know that?
That movie sucked, too. Because that's the one where, like, they're being filmed. It's, like, supposed to be a snuff film or something.
I've wasted so much time.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
It's way better than fucking Stay Alive.
I don't know about way better.
It's got 6.2 on Metacritic.
6.2 me a 62.
Or a 6.2 on IMDb.
Oh, okay.
And a 54 on Metacritic.
I was going to say 6.2 on Metacritic. Ooh.
Yeah, that's not
pretty
good.
low.
Oh, gosh, House of Wax. That movie sucked.
I'm Paris Hilton.
I'm so glad she got killed.
I'm Alicia Cuthbert.
I saw that in the theater.
Jesus Christ.
For free.
I'm Chad Michael Murray.
For free?
For free.
Say I'm Chad Michael Murray.
Yeah. I'm Jared Padalecki. I'm on Supernatural. I love Supernatural, though, so I shouldn't say that.
All these movies suck. We killed the horror genre.
And then I read... Did you guys see the remake of Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
How was it?
In terms of being a horror movie or in terms of gratuitous sex scenes?
Really? Gratuitous sex scenes?
I think her name's Juliana Gwill. She is spectacular. The movie is horrendous dog shit. They turned Jason into some like weird doomsday prepper where he's dug all these tunnels around the fucking cabin and he's running around grunting and shit. And you're like, no, this isn't Friday the 13th. There's a couple funny kills though.
Oh, because I know Jared Padalecki's in that film as well. He's like the older brother.
You're not missing a lot. I just remember watching that with my girlfriend and her mom, and that was super awkward.
Because like I know in the new Nightmare on Elm Street or whatever, they made him like a child molester or something. And I was like,
They made Freddy a child molester?
yeah.
Wow,
Like, I guess in the original, it was maybe kind of implied, but never outright said. And this one, it's full blown. He was a child molester.
I thought they said he led kids down to the boiler room or something like that.
Yeah.
I had always hoped.
Herped.
Gershberps.
Herpaderp.
I had always hoped that he just murdered the kids. You know, nothing bad. Oh my god.
No, in the first one, it's like he hung out with them, but like because he was like
he hung out with the kids.
Well, he took them to their boiler room, but he never. It was implied he may have been, but it was never proven. In this one, they straight out say he is.
I just liked how nice you made it sound, like he hung out with them. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer hung out with all of his victims before they were murdered.
I'm just saying, in the first one, in the original, they never said he... Like, the worst thing they said is maybe he may have killed a kid or something. I don't know. I don't remember the first one as well, but watching that remake was like...
First one's amazing.
Anyways, let's go on to the reviews.
Go ahead. Your pick.
Yeah. So I remember watching this back in my dorm, back in 2006, renting it from Blockbuster.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They had 3 copies. And you wonder why Blockbuster went out of business.
I was going to say, that's 3 too many. It's a bad move, Blockbuster. You know they could have bought Netflix?
Yeah, I remember that. And then
an option too.
Yeah.
Literally killed them.
But, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal
No,
you.
it's fine. I've done it to you plenty of times. This movie I laughed at. I knew it was terrible. There may have been one jump scare that got me, but it was awful. And the video game even looks awful. On the director DVD cut, it's funny because you can create a character, but pretty much it's a password and you have to get everything right to unlock like a scene of something or another. It's really dumb. We didn't get something right, so Drew failed, but it's okay.
I didn't know I was trying to unlock anything. I thought I was like...
You unlock like different backgrounds for like the menu or something.
Ooh!
Yeah. The movie is a piece of shit. I have fun with it. I laugh. It is a little hard to watch. It's not the worst horror movie I've ever seen, though. But, I mean, if you enjoy horror films, you're going to hate this film. Like, I enjoy horror films, but if you, like, truly want a horror film, this is not the film to watch, obviously. But, lowest rating, you go with a 2.
Holy shit.
If you're watching with friends, it at least the terribleness of it. But I could not. I watched this like 2 months ago because I got in a gag gift and I was like, I'm going to watch this again. And it was just awful.
Wait, you just recently got this movie?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is giving you these gag gifts? For real. And what the hell's their problem?
Hey, you own Spies Like Us.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say a 2. With friends... You might be able to enjoy it more. Maybe gets it around a 5. But...
That's a big jump.
Yeah, I was going to say, hey, you laughed at it quite a bit.
I'd say 4.
Okay, a 4. But, yeah, I'm giving
maybe
it a 2.
Maybe a 4 with people.
I'm giving it a 2.
Wow, that's super low. You got one?
What is there to say about this movie that hasn't already been said? The acting sucks. The deleted scenes, the director's cut scenes looked like they were shot with a cloud over the lens. Looked like somebody was token up in the house while these scenes were being filmed. I don't know. A lot of it just doesn't make any fucking sense. The whole car scene swerving out into the middle of the street or right next to a tree and not hitting the tree and saying my car is busted. What the fuck is that shit? It's just a terrible movie. Watching it with you guys made it way better. Like I can't emphasize that enough. Don't watch this movie by yourself if you're ever going to attempt to watch this movie.
Unless you want to torture yourself.
The only redeeming factor. I wouldn't even say it's a redeeming factor. Like, the only reason that I was able to watch this movie in the first place because it was based on, like, had a video game premise. I was like, okay, let's see what this is about. Oh, it sucks. God, I can't believe this, but I gave Spies, I guess, like a 5 or something like that. 5
6.
point something. Yeah, I think, yeah, you're right, a 6. And I can't believe I'm about to rate this lower than I did Spies Like Us. I wish I could have gone back and rated Spies Like Us over again.
That's a 1 movie.
No.
It's better than a 1. It's
God,
a 2.
I give it like a 4.3, and then I would also say that watching Jake watch this movie was like an 8.
Yes, I agree with that.
God damn it.
But yeah, wow, 4.3, that like doubles mine.
It's a bad movie. It's just a bad movie. I don't know.
This is a piece of shit. Everything about it sucks. The only pro that I gave was watching Adam Goldberg die, which genuinely made me feel better, but then I realized I was still watching this movie.
He at least was able to get out of the movie.
Yeah. And he sucked as well. Just in case anybody was wondering, oh, I know that name. Don't worry about it. It wasn't great. I hated the acting. I hated the story. I hated the special effects. I hated the directing. The pace was dog shit. Everything was dog shit. I'm in a world of shit. I wanted to kill myself. I hated the product placement. I forgot to mention, Alienware is all over this fucking movie to the point where the climax of the film, they hold up at the back of an Alienware laptop, and I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? If you can call it the climax of the film. It's just, it's a bad movie. And watching it, I liken it to this experience. It's like, you know when something pisses you off to the point where you kind of laugh to yourself about it? Like you're at work or you get an order or something that pisses you off and you just kind of, how did they fuck that up? And you're just kind of laughing about it. That's what this movie is. You'll laugh at it, but you'll be fucking angry while you do it. Because it shouldn't suck as much as it does. And it isn't somebody trying to show artistic expression and not being able to do it. It's a lazy cash grab is what it is. They said, well, there's a lot of people that play video games. Why don't we just make a video game horror movie? That's all this movie is. And they did the bare fucking minimum. They got Frankie Muniz as their star power. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
$9 million budget, man.
It's bad. And it never ends. It just goes on forever. If I had my own personal hell, this and Spies Like Us would just switch off every fucking...
What about It Follows?
This is a better movie than It Follows.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
But I'm beating a dead horse. I really didn't care for it. I'd say it's a 3, and with people, it's a 4.
Wow,
That's what I
I
meant
went
with people.
lowest.
That's what I meant with people. It's a 4.3.
Solo?
It's
Solo, I wouldn't fucking watch it.
yeah. I told you. I'm like, I would have turned this off.
Yeah.
Like the opening that looks like shit, and he hangs himself. I'm like, nah, I'm out. And it isn't even a special effects have gotten better, Jake. Like I was around in 2006. This looks like shit. It just looks bad.
I mean, Transformers wasn't too far off from this.
And you gave them your money, America. What the fuck?
Yeah, how do movies like this make money and then you have like these hard-working filmmakers that make great movies and they don't make any money?
PG-13. I told you the kids are getting handies.
Kids were definitely getting handies during this.
You said I asked if it was PG-13. You said no.
The
Theatrically.
theatrical was PG-13.
It was PG.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's my bad. I was just thinking the film, the DVD we were watching.
Can I just say something else?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about this and to add this to the conversation until just now, but we were watching the scene where they first boot the game up, and the there's like they open this book inside the game, and there's like this poem or something like that, and they're like, what? Nothing's happening, and like one of the girls goes, well, maybe you have to read it, and then Frankie Muniz goes, whoa, voice activation like in a game? That's like totally like next gen technology.
That's at least 5 years out.
Yeah, and then Jake goes, well, yeah, if you probably read it back, it would probably ask you, did you say blah, blah, blah?
Because there was some of that shit around that time, and it worked terribly.
Well, yeah, that's like for voice calling, like on a phone or something back then.
I
You'd
remember.
be like, call David. Did you say call Danielle?
Yep.
Did he say call Enrique? What?
I don't even know an Enrique.
I just thought that was funny that you said that. You're like, this is fucking
Play
stupid.
Enrique. You can be my hero.
We just got a copyright strike.
Hey. It was less than 3 seconds. But yeah, that...
It's bad. Run.
Yeah.
Run away. Do not rent it. Do not watch it. Well, if you have a group of buddies.
Yeah, sure. It's
You,
like I
you,
said,
you want to
drink a couple beers,
If you're bored, blacking out in a trunk somewhere, this might be the movie for you.
When did I say that?
I don't know. I don't remember. It said something like that before, and I was like, "Wow, this is fantastic."
Yeah, I said like if your battery's dying and you're in the trunk of a car,
yeah,
you can watch
your
this movie.
cell phone battery is dying.
And then you're like, well, why would you waste your battery watching a movie? And I'm like, that's a good point. I don't remember what that was.
I don't either, but
yeah,
something I didn't like.
I remember you saying it.
I say a lot of shit that I don't
maybe,
remember.
Maybe that was Carriers.
It could have been.
All I remember from Carriers is you and me getting into it about what fear actually is.
And then
my favorite part of the episode is like when you're like, wait, like having my dick out? And I'm like, that isn't fear though. And then you're like, well, if it's in like a meat, or what was it? Like a meat packing plant or something.
Yeah.
And you keep bringing it up and then I go, why the fuck's it got to be in a meat packing plant? And you're like, I don't know, I have a fear of machinery. And I'm like, well, yeah, don't dangle it over machinery. That's my favorite part of that whole episode.
Well, and then I like how later on you used the same thing I said. Like you were saying I was totally wrong about horror, but then you used the same things I said in a different pod to explain horror.
I did?
Yeah, because you even told me about it. You texted me like, I feel like an idiot because I said the same exact stuff.
Oh, it was an earlier episode.
Yeah.
It was Green Room, where I called it horror, and Green Room's not a horror movie.
No.
We've made... This might be shocking, but we are not perfect.
We're not professionals?
We have made... Yeah, we're not professionals. We've made mistakes. Spies Like Us should have been a 1.
Fuck you.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, I don't know. There is shit you listen back to, though, and you're like, could have done that a little different. But I'll agree with that. Green Room is not a horror movie. It's a solid fucking thriller.
Yes.
But, alright. God, I'm hurting from laughing.
This is fun. Not the movie.
No, the movie was crap, but talking crap. It's nice to have a movie just to talk crap about it.
That's why it's funny sometimes to watch these shit movies, so we can just
destroy
tear it apart.
Yeah, we haven't done a genuinely bad one in a while, have we?
Or one we all thought was bad. Like,
yeah, you were a little biased with Carriers, I think.
I don't think it's as bad as you guys try to point it out to be, but it's not. It's no masterpiece. I didn't even give it that great a rating.
Sounds like Craig talking.
It's not. I give this movie a 9.9.
But anyways,
did you give that movie to John yet?
I'll see him this weekend.
Does he want it signed?
I can ask him.
Okay.
All right. I'm sure I'll see you Friday. I can ask him to sign it before I leave. But
I'm just gonna give him 3 scraps of paper that he'll throw in the grass. Or the grass? Yeah.
Throw in the grass. They're biodegradable.
I guess. Garbage. Forgot what that word was.
Damn dumb.
Damn dumb. Anyways, that'll do it for this week. Jake, what's on for next week? For our
Scary
continuing
movies.
Yeah, we're doing an all horror theme this month.
Mm-hmm. So 31, 32, 33 will all be horror movies.
I I'm trying to get my hands on a 1992 Peter Jackson movie called Dead Alive or Brain Dead. But I may run into issues. So we'll see. It's kind of hard to find.
Oh.
On Amazon, a new copy is $85 on DVD.
Shit.
There isn't a Blu-ray that's Region A. So the Blu-ray I would get would, probably cost $1 million, and then it wouldn't even play on any of our Blu-ray players. And Rob told me, or my buddy Rob said that the transfer sucks ass, and it looks exactly like the DVD. So I'm going to get a used DVD, and hopefully it arrives sooner rather than later, and it isn't like completely fucked and skipping and stuff. But that's a fun movie. I think it's one of the few not shitty movies that is kind of shitty that would be a lot of fun for us to do. And you guys haven't seen it, right?
No.
Okay. I'm trying really hard to get that, but if I can't get it, to be announced.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for this week. Like and subscribe, share, YouTube, Lipstick, YouTube, again, Facebook, Twitter, email. Also, did you get any more pictures of Whoopi Goldberg and Leslie Jones? Or oh wait, that hasn't come up yet. Never mind.
Oh my god.
What episode was this?
I think that was MacGruber. No, it was the one right after MacGruber. Goon.
Yeah, that might need to get cut. I don't want that shit. Or do I?
Ooh. Then Friendly Fire Gaming. We did talk about video games.
Sure we did.
So that's Drew's other pod. You guys are up. You download now. You're not on iTunes. Are you on iTunes?
Yeah, we're on iTunes.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are on iTunes now. So you can also download their stuff. Anything else?
Some of you were likable.
Thanks.
That's high praise from me.
Yes, it is.
It's fine.
It's fine?
Yeah.
Well, for all of us at TJD Movie Reviews, I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew. Bye.